Okay, so we're getting on now with this Gantt chart, and what I wanted to do in this particular video was to try and highlight the number of different techniques open to the contractor who generally makes the Gantt chart and how to prepare the program. Now, there are a number of ways we can do this, but the principles behind any of them is that it must show when the activity starts and finishes, what activity must be completed before another can start, what activities can run simultaneously, very important. What activities cannot start until another one has finished. In other words, there is a critical point. We cannot start this until that one is actually finished. That happens sometimes when you're looking at concrete. You can't build on concrete until it's set. These techniques vary in complexity and sophistication. The Gantt chart is probably the easiest one. And in a couple of slides' time, I will show you a simple way of doing this as a spreadsheet. But the Gantt chart is the easiest way to try and produce the information that allows everybody to see what's going on a site. There is a more complex method, and you only see it when you go on to very large sites, and that's the critical path analysis. This is far more complex, far more controlled, and produces a lot more information on the nature of the site's progress, the sequence of operations. I'll go into it in a little bit in one of the end slides, but really I'm just introducing you to the concept of the critical path analysis as being another way of producing a version of a Gantt chart. And then comes the digital integrated Gantt chart with a link to the CAD 3D model. This is the top end. This is where we are now seeing BIM being used to its fullest extent, where we can use the model correctly labeled and correctly set up that's linked to the Gantt chart. So as the timeline on the Gantt chart runs along, we can see the model slowly producing the model visualization so that you can see precisely what's going on. It requires a lot of setting up, but once it's done, it is incredibly useful for the contractor to see how large sites can operate at best efficiency. I will link in a couple of the videos by a company called Synclex. They are, Synchro. They are the company that we use within the university, and you'll see how that can work to its fullest extent by a couple of videos later on.